Our wee dog Sonny brought so much joy into our lives. My son Shay said that Sonny had dog autism. I think Shay is correct. I was a dog walker, and when I called to walk Sonny, he would howl so much in excitement it sounded as though he was crying. When he was a pup, he would pee with excitement. Carnes said he was like Peter Pan, he never grew up. Sonny was insecure and would never leave Carnes' side. He would get under Carnes' feet and sometimes she would stumble and nearly break her neck. He took my place sleeping in Carnes' bed. I used to sleep in the bed. I wasn't jealous, that's how much I loved him. Sonny died a few months ago. He broke our hearts. He is in dog heaven now with Jasmine, Jack and Bumblebee. This one's called Seamus. My friend Seamus walks his dog at 6 a.m. every morning. He walks the dog twice before lunchtime. At 11:30 every Monday, Seamus calls to my house. We then go up to a local club for a game of snooker. We have been doing this for over 5 years. Seamus loves snooker with a passion, but he can't really play. In 5 years, he has only ever won one frame against me. That is an indictment on how bad I am rather than how good I am. I try to give Seamus some tips, like chalking his cue, but he never listens. He miscues all the time. Seamus has a couple of pints and sometimes a wee vodka. He says it calms him down. What Seamus is really good at is talking. If talking was a sport, Seamus would have been a world champion. He talks to everybody. I mean everybody. We then head to Tesco's after the snooker. We go our separate ways in Tesco's and then we would meet outside. I dart around the aisles, quickly getting my stuff. As I would spot Seamus talking to someone, my heart would go out to him. I look forward to Seamus calling on a Monday. I love to wind him up, but it's never personal. I would never wind him up in front of anybody. I have never heard Seamus running anybody down. I have never seen him nasty or pernicious. He is a kind and gentle soul. If everyone was like Seamus, there would be no fighting or killing in this sad, evil world. I wouldn't lace his boots. I look forward to Seamus calling round on a Monday. The rest of the week, I don't see him. He loves his family and he never stops talking about them. Boxing is the loneliest of sports. The alarm goes off at 7 a.m. I get my training gear on and that's me away a 4-mile run. Doesn't matter if it's lashing with rain or if it's snowing. I believe my opponent is doing it, so I have to do it. I feel the rain and snow beat off my face. I run 3 days on and 1 day off. After a shower and breakfast, I go back to bed for a few hours. I get up, I get some lunch, and then it's down to the gym where I go through all the calisthenics. My coach screams in my face, "Come on, push it, keep going, keep going." Then 2 rounds of heavy sparring with Barry McGuigan and 2 rounds of light sparring with Eamon McAuley. The week of the fight, all I can think of is food, as I have to cut my weight. All I look forward to is after the fight. Then I can eat. On fight night, I'm not nervous. The crowd cheer for me as my name is announced. Then we come face to face with the referee's instructions. Sometimes I talk when I'm boxing. It would be psychological. When my opponent tries to rest on me, I would scream at him, "Come on, break it up, ref, ref." The ref would then come in to break us up. I would do this to let my opponent think that I am bouncing fit. After the fight, I would take a fortnight off, which seemed to fly in. Then back to the grindstone, running 3 days on, 1 day off, the snow and the rain in my face, in the gym 6 days a week, letting the wounds heal. Black, bruised, busted, cut and swollen eyes, busted bleeding nose, swollen jaw, chin, hands ache, body aches, headaches, war wounds. When people ask me what I do for a living, I tell them I get punched in the face, and I love it. Boxing RIP. My once beloved sport of boxing is now dying. It has reached an all-time low in America, and America is the umbilical cord of boxing. If boxing dies in America, then it will start to die worldwide, and sadly that is what's happening. At the Olympic Games, boxing at the Olympic Games produced American giants like Patterson, Ali, Frazier, Foreman, Sugar Ray Leonard, Oscar De La Hoya, etc. Boxing is going to be dropped from the 2020 Olympics. Professional boxing is in an ignominious mess with the proliferation of titles and tacky belts. Not too long ago, the first step on the ladder to a world title was to win a British title. If you were good enough to win a British title, then you were good enough to box for the European title. If you were good enough to win the European title, you were good enough to box for a world title. I can't remember the last British title fight I seen on TV. Boxers today would rather box for a tacky Mickey Mouse belt. The WBC is no better than, say, the IBO. They are equally culpable. Boxing today is ignominious, tacky, shameful, squalid. There's too many tacky belts, too many weight divisions, and too many drug dealing promoters. Okay, one is enough. The Furies haven't been good for boxing either. Boxing is on its knees. Fairfield Street. We lived in Fairfield Street, Ardoyne, from 1969 to 1980. My mother said it was the happiest time of her life. She said she loved Fairfield Street. I think that was because she reared her children there. Fairfield Street was only a small street with 2 rows of houses that ran horizontal. There was a wee shop, Jimmy and Minnie Black's, at the end of the street. Our house was a 2 up, 2 down, with no garden, an outdoor toilet and no central heating. We got washed when we went to the swimming baths in the Falls Road, as they had showers. We went once a week. On a Saturday night, the tin bath was pulled out and put in the scullery. I got my bath early, as the TV on Saturday night was great. Starsky and Hutch, or Kojak, Match of the Day, then Parkinson. Later on, when Tanya and Paul was asleep, I would sneak down to watch the horrid double bill on BBC Two. My dad always seemed to be out, but my mum would do me tea and toast, and I would be so happy and content. Fairfield Street suffered as a result of the Troubles. Belfast had become a city divided through hate. We had next door neighbours, Ayler's side, shot dead. Margaret McCurry to our left and David McAuley, no relation, to our right. My dad was shot 3 times in 2 separate incidents. He was also caught up in a car bomb explosion in 1977, which left him badly injured and very lucky to be alive. Tucker McAuley, again no relation, was shot twice in the head by the British Army as he stood outside his back door in Fairfield Street entry. He survived but was left brain damaged. My sister Tanya seen Sid McKee get shot dead outside our front door by the British Army. Tanya was looking out our front window. I remember gun battles through the night where we had to lie on the bedroom floor in case bullets come through the bedroom window. The familiar sound of bombs going off didn't faze us. Across the street, 6 of the Donnelly family were jailed in Long Cash. Also, our wee mate Danny Wilde died in an accident. He was only 7. God rest his soul. God rest all their souls. A fella who has since died told me that I had been picked for an Ulster boxing team, but I had to be a certain weight. I was 14 years old. He said that the weight had to be precise, so I had to take my trunks off. I stood on the scales naked, but covered my genitals. He said, "No, this needs to be precise. Put your arms down by your side." I was uncomfortable and reticent, but this was a great honour to be picked for my province, so I put my arms down by my side. Just then the door was booted open and a young boxer took a photo of me, naked to the world. A few weeks later, this fella gave me the photo. I looked at it in horror and ripped it up. He said his wife had wanted to hang the photo in the coal hole to scare away the mice. Did anybody else see the photo? I was humiliated and I felt violated. I never challenged this guy. My dad was living in London at the time and I couldn't tell my dad. My dad would have killed him. The incident left an indelible mark on me. I found it very hard to take my clothes off in the gym or to take a shower in the changing rooms. I still do, 43 years later. Was this sexual abuse or was it just a bit of crack? Even I'm confused. I think that there was only the three of us in the gym when this happened. Thank you.